Round 1. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 102nd episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I'm your not so humble host, Brendan White. Find me everywhere at Brendan8bit. Joined today, my other two tips of the spear, Miss Ali Hart, who can be found at Miss Ali Hart, and Saleem the Dream Abraham, who can be found at Saleem TD. What is going on, you sexy beasts?
Hello.
Glad we're a tip of a spear. I didn't know where that was going.
I question whether we're still a spear. Are we not a trident if there's 3 points?
Yeah, I probably should have thought that through a little bit more.
It's alright.
Maybe we all combine to form one big tip. Maybe we're all one-third of a spearhead.
Just the tip.
That's it. You know, we are the Hung Gamers after all.
Oh God, is
Fantastic
that still a thing?
start.
We're bringing that back from the dead. The dead. So, yeah, we're here for 102nd time. Brilliant episode last week, by the way, with our boy NATO J filling in and doing an absolute bang-up job. You guys, chemistry out the wazoo.
Thank you,
Tangents
NATO.
left, right, and centre. But yeah, so we're doing things a little different. We're going to have sort of 2 episodes dropping within the space of 5-6 days. But we're pretty eager and excited. We're on a high off that 100th episode, 2 weeks yonder.
Super keen.
But we're back talking some games with the A team. NATO is part of the D team, but he's working his way up the ranks.
What's B
Team
and
in
C
between.
composition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just void. That's like the proving grounds.
Would rather not release for Team B, not release for Team C, and then if that for some reason isn't an option, if there's like a hostage situation and we have to absolutely have to put a podcast out, NATO, you're getting called up.
Yeah, he's the point man for Team D.
Thank you,
but
NATO.
anyway, how you guys been? Tell me all the things. What have you been doing? What have you been playing? Fill me in, please.
I've been feeling like a bit of a social outcast in the sense that everyone else has been playing, I don't know, some game at the moment that I haven't heard of. But, something about
Gears of War?
Vikings. Yeah, I think it is Gears of War because it's like GOW, so it must be Gears of War, right?
Has to be.
Has to be. But I've been playing a very popular game at the moment. It's called Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. And I've got to say, for right now, this must be the best game out where a big burly guy is looking after a young boy. I think right now at this stage that this is the best game out that is kind of showing that kind of relationship, I believe.
Yeah, the market is definitely starved for sort of parental, storytelling in video gaming at the moment. So I can definitely understand where you're coming from there.
Yeah, and, coordinating some fighting scenes with said, child. So I'm glad that Yakuza 6 is bringing that to all of us. It's absolutely fun, by the way. A lot of story in there and a lot of great characters, a lot of great voice work as well. One thing that I wanted to point out about it, though, is there's times where the skin texture is absolutely amazing. Like you see like pores and follicles and hairs and everything like that. And you're just like, wow. And then within the same scene, everything just goes bland. And then it goes back and then it's like follicles and then it's bland again. It's like they only had so much of a budget, so they kept it for close-ups. It's weird.
What are you playing it on?
PlayStation.
That's all. Have you
Exclusive
played?
to the PlayStation 4.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Have you played any of the other ones?
Well, I was actually mentioning to Brendan, I thought I hadn't, but there is a character in there who runs a place called Sky Finance, and I know I definitely played him. So I'm going to have to go back and figure out that what was the game that I actually played. Or the audience can get to me and tell me what it was. So, yeah, I kind of... back in my head told me that I was going to like this game. And yeah, turns out I was 100% right. And I'm loving it because one of the main elements that you have to do is eat. you need to make sure that you eat. So keep those calories up, keep those energy levels up. I've been eating such healthy foods as fried chicken, hamburgers, and all other good stuff that a growing Yakuza man needs.
It sounds like a pretty big parallel to my life, minus the Japanese sort of mafia attachment to it. But there's still time.
But there was that
I'm
one
only
time.
31. I could get in touch with some Japanese heavy hitters. Hit me up at Brendan
sure
on the socials.
Do you not have a koi on your arm, or am I thinking of someone else?
I do. That's like my own self-instilled initiation into the Yakuza. I figure they
Right.
see that and they're like, he's ready to go.
He's one of us.
He can work his way up the ranks. I'll give him a pinky if they ask. I know that's sort of a sign of shame, but maybe it can be a sign of respect. Where I'm like, bro, I'm not even in, but here's a pinky, and just flick it across the table to him.
It's kind of you. I'm sure that's
Keep
really
that.
generous. Ali, to maybe help your investigation of the game that you think you played, I heard Tegan from Reset Podcast talk about her experience playing the game, and she's a longtime fan of the franchise. She said that there's like some kind of theater mode where you can see the story developments in the previous Yakuza games up to that point. So maybe there's a hint in there for you if you go through those to like work out where your so I was going to say Sky Finance. I think it came out Sky Fancy, where old Sky Fancy came from. That's his new name.
That's the nightclub on the top of the bank.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there was a sexy club that was in there. That was one of the names of the places that you can walk around.
See, more parallels to my life. I was there just the other day.
I frequent
Where?
member. Sexy club, don't worry. He's, pulling his own chain. But I wish
Someone's
pulling
gotta
his own
pull
chain
it.
to his own wrong term.
Toot
but,
my own horn if I could as well.
yeah, all of it. I wish I'd been to Japan though, because I want to know how much they're like keeping true to the environment, because I've never been to Japan. Sucks. I should have by now, but I haven't. But the environments are really cool. They feel authentic. They feel pretty grounded. Even the sound and the atmosphere, like when you walk past a shop, like one shop, as you walk past it, like the music will start beating, and then as you walk away, you hear it fade off. And I'm already getting involved in live chat where you get to chat to sexy women, and I also decided to help some random little girl who was apparently okay to talk to a big burly stranger in the street.
Are you burly by choice? Is
Well,
this a
he's
decision?
not burly. He's fit, I guess.
He's pretty staunch, old Kazuya.
Yeah.
He's a bit, Kazuma, sorry, not Kazuya. I'm getting bloody Tekken and Yakuza mixed up.
There's only one Kazuya.
But it's interesting because this game came out in like late last year in the Asian market, and then only got it like sort of expanded out of said region like a week ago.
Yeah,
So,
it was only very
bit
recently.
of a staggered release.
Yeah, and like, I was getting it confused with Yakuza 0, like with that release as well. And apparently that game is fantastic.
I've got it and I want to play it, and I actually bought that. Tying Tegan back into this again, I bought that on the back of her glowing recommendations and sort of boasting of it on the Reset Pod probably 6 months ago or so, but just can't find the damn time. So I'm just going to
Tell
live
me
through
about
you
it.
and Tegan in the Yakuza experience.
Yeah, but playing this Yakuza game, I actually finally realized I think I know why I don't play most of the mainstream story-based games, because a lot of the ones that I feel like I don't like, you pretty much have to stick to a story, like you have to follow the story. At least with the ones that I tend to like enjoy more, it's more open on what you can do and what you can focus on. So, your Yakuza, your Red Dead, like, all that sort of stuff. You have all those side missions, like Saints Row as well. Like, I fucking love Saints Row. So, I'm thinking maybe that's where my curveball is. I need more side quests and not follow a story, I guess. That's what I'm
Have
thinking.
you played any of the in-game video games?
Yes.
You said video game?
Yeah, I played...
Because I know there's Virtua Fighter 5 in there.
Oh, I don't think I played that. I played... Is it Puyo?
Puyo Puyo?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Puyo Puyo.
I got really addicted to that. And they didn't say it costs money when you jumped on it. And then after playing a bunch of rounds, next thing you know, I jump out of the thing and it's like, oh, you spent money here. And I'm like, well, shit. So I got ripped off.
Could have spent that money on a bloody ramen or a burger or
Yeah.
something to keep them energy levels up.
Some steamed buns. But apart from that, I also dabbled in Destiny 2. You know, they got some new expansion coming out. Not going to say that's the reason why. I had so many things that needed updating. That was the one thing that was updated. So it was nice to play. It's, I guess, Destiny... Yeah.
I was only going to say, sorry, we don't have the... I don't think that's in our little agenda later, but yeah, the trailer for the new expansion came out, I think, on Anzac Day. Or the day before.
For Warmind?
Yeah, for Warmind. And it looks pretty cool.
But I'm just worried because the one before that, the what was it? Curse of Osiris, that DLC looked pretty cool, but then it was just
Over in a blink of the eye.
okay. Yeah, especially how it ended. It's like what in the piss? Like you save old mate Osiris, and then he's like, "Okay, thanks for that. I'm going back in. Catch his leader." And it's just like, what the fuck?
We've got to go back, Marty. Yeah, I'm worried about that too. You're going to spend good money, and is it going to be quick? Is it going to be... I don't know. I loved the idea of Rasputin in the Destiny like universe and all that sort of stuff. I was actually... Because I love the whole story behind like real Rasputin, you know, the man that couldn't be killed. But I don't know. It's just Destiny has a bad taste on my tongue, so I don't want to invest in that and then, yeah, be let down. But like I said,
I'm getting back in because it's out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't think I spent it. I don't think I paid for it yet. I don't think I did.
You haven't got the season pass?
I don't know. I don't know if I've made that mistake earlier. I'll find out, I guess. Unfortunately,
This guy did.
Oh boy. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I've been playing at the moment, apart from Stardew Valley. I want to let the public know that me and Elliot finally got married. Thank you, everyone.
No.
Yeah, we got married. It was a lovely wedding. His hair was flowing and glowing. And now he lives in my house and does nothing.
What?
Wow.
What a gentleman. And does he write poetry about it?
He writes books. So
Or is he... Yeah, he writes books. Is he a writer or a poet? Which one is he?
I think he does both. I think he does all kind of writing. But like when you wake up and you're about to go for the farm and spend all day working on the farm, and the first thing that he says in the morning, he goes, "Are you gonna be okay looking after the farm by yourself?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, man!" So I've got a trophy husband, but he brings me coffee.
Is he much of a trophy though?
He's a trophy. He's Fabio. He's a nice looking dude. He's got some good locks. He dresses nicely.
Okay.
But
That's half the battle.
Yeah, it is half the battle. So I've got a trophy husband. Yay me. We'll see. Maybe he'll do something interesting later down the line. I don't know. Lesson learned, I guess.
One can only hope. Maybe he pens a novel that like gets him famous.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping like there's like some segment. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Is that possible?
Sell a book. I don't know. I have no idea.
And then you could have your own help, and you can both be like, you know, creatures of leisure.
Well, exactly. If I knew how useless he was gonna be, maybe I wouldn't have married him. Well, that's probably a bit of a lie, but well, mistakes were made. Divorce is inevitable. All this and more in the future soap opera that is my life in Stardew Valley. But how about you guys?
Well, let me tell you about a little game called God of War.
Never heard of it.
Not Gears of War?
I finished that too. I've quickly moved on to another GAL-based game.
Okay.
Holy shit. This game is something special. Something special. Like, I'm going to avoid the story because I don't want to spoil anything because you need to experience this yourselves, but it's one of the best games I've played in years. It is so well done in every aspect. Santa Monica Studios have done an exceptional job putting this thing together. The combat is tight. The story is great. The relationship between Kratos and Atreus is fantastic. You sort of see Kratos out of his element because obviously he's not a nurturing father figure by any stretch of the imagination. So seeing him trying to come to terms with that after the past that he's lived, where he's literally a god killer and all that other stuff from the previous iterations of God of War is phenomenal. it's one of the best looking games on console I've ever seen. But it sounds like my PlayStation 4 Pro is going to blow up every time it gets to a massive like HDR optimized area where there's really contrasting light conditions. The fan in it nearly like blows the roof off the damn house. And I was worried at first that maybe my Pro was bloody acting up, but I asked a few other people that played on it too, and they're like, no, that's just what this game does to it.
Right.
I think Santa Monica have just stretched every little millimeter out of that PS4 Pro that they could. I think it's right to the like sort of the threshold as far as what it could output. But you can see it in everything. The voice acting's top notch. The musical score is phenomenal. The environments are great and varied. The host of characters you meet along the way is great. The tone is fantastic. It's visceral. It's nuts. It is so good. I haven't finished yet. I think I've got about probably 15% to go, just based off my completion percentage and sort of side quests and stuff. So I'm just about at the end of the main storyline, but I've been doing so many side quests, like similar to what Ali was saying. Like once
you eating chicken,
once you get to sort of lakes of the Nine. No, I've been eating green potions that replenish my HP. Sadly, no food outside of said green little potions, but it's great. There's so many different random side quests to go on, and like hunting and finding lore that Atreus deciphers, which is in sort of the Greek tongue, which he can, the Norse tongue, sorry, which he can read, where Kratos obviously comes from the Greek background. He's not fluent in that verbiage. So it's cool seeing them little moments and sort of reading about the gods and the history of this person and that person and certain creatures and areas and the mythos. It's so fucking good. I've just been enjoying every minute of this game so far, and yeah, it's feeling like the only thing in my mind, just from what I know is on the radar, is Red Dead Redemption 2 might rival it for this year, but outside of that, I don't think anything can hold a candle to this game for this year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
GOTY talk already.
Yeah. For me, it feels like that. Just the sheer amount of enjoyment I get out of everything I do in this game. Like, I just get lost in it. And Rachel's been sitting with me, sort of doing a watch along as I play. And even she, even though she's not playing, I've offered to sort of, controller for controller, when things happen. She's like, no, she just wants to watch along. And she's even hooked. And then we talk about it afterwards and things like that. So it just, this constant God of War energy is running through the house, and it's so fucking good. Get it right now.
That's really interesting that you said that she's enjoying watching it, because I've been watching it on streams because I really didn't have any anticipation of playing the game. I played the other two briefly, and I didn't like the game style. I felt like it was too button bashy, hack and slash. So I've just been watching people play it, and I find it extremely boring.
Ooh.
It's an opinion.
Really?
Yeah. It's an opinion.
What's your reason? Like, what's boring about it? Is it that there's not enough happening, or is it that the combat seems repetitive?
Combat seems repetitive.
Really? Well, the viewing versus like the playing, I think they're always two different experiences. But like, I haven't played this game, but I remember from God of War, I want to say God of War 2. Which was many moons ago as well, so probably not fair to compare. But God of War 2 was repetitive as fuck, to me.
The combat,
think that's the one I'm remembering.
The combat is similar to obviously the original games, but having Atreus as your little side companion, where he's got his little bow and he can sort of aggro certain enemies to distract them, to leave them open to obviously Kratos going in and attacking with his fists or with the Leviathan axe, which is new to the game. Obviously, he didn't have that in games past, and you can use it almost as a boomerang. You can throw it out, hit enemies, then retract it back in, so it can then hit enemies on the way back through. You get some pretty crazy combinations of attacks going on. And I will admit, in the early piece, when you didn't have the XP levels to maybe buy some new skills, you were limited in sort of the way you could take enemies to task. But now there is so much shit going on, and there's just viscera flying everywhere, and we're just poning noobs left, right, and center.
Maybe I've been watching people play too early. Maybe that's it.
I like that Brendan's had to come to the defense of a game that's like absolutely killing it right now.
I know, and like it's not the first time that I've kind of shown a disinterest into a popular game. But like, like I said, I'm not interested in playing it. But I'm not saying it's not a good game. Fucking everyone says it's the most amazing game fucking out there. So you know, I'm gonna be the wrong one, and I haven't played it. So you know, my opinion is invalid.
No, not really. I can understand where you're coming from. Like, I think I've got more of an attachment to it, obviously, because I'm living it directly, where I'm controlling all these outcomes and things. And I think because Rachel's beside me, and she can see me getting bloody hot and flustered or angry or bloody worked up, maybe that's sort of adding to that sort of third person sort of off the couch viewing experience for her. I don't know, because I have been getting animated here and there when things have been going pretty sort of pretty heated in sort of various fights and stuff like that, and been pretty touch and go. So maybe that's adding to it, but yeah, maybe just sitting sort of viewing someone on stream, it would sort of lose a little bit of that shine.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe the people I've been watching have just been shit. That's a good possibility too.
Maybe. We talked about streaming it, but I didn't want to disconnect myself from the game to interact with anybody else, so we're just like, nope, playing it offline.
Very smart. Very, very smart.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So what else have you been playing?
It's cool.
Did you want to say something else then, Sam? Or?
No, I was just going to say, like, it looks cool. I am very keen to actually play it, which I will have time to do in the next week.
So you're going to play it too?
But, yeah. Oh, yeah, just to be the final say in this what is clearly a very polarizing discussion.
Hey, if there's one thing I've learned from the roast, no one takes my opinion seriously, so it's okay. No one's listening to me. It's all right.
I listen to you.
I listen. I like your opinions, but no, it's seriously, it's something else. It's another home run for Sony. Yeah, it's one of the best experiences I've had in a long time.
That's good.
And we've been playing more Fortnite too, and holy fuck, that's a roller coaster of emotions, that game.
Yeah.
Like, and not as in like I'm feeling a whole mixture. It's just one end or the next. It's either I'm having a great time or I fucking hate this game. There's sort of no in between, it feels like.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
And it changes within a second. Like, it's either you land and you get wrecked by someone that somehow landed with you within the first 2 minutes of the game, or you make it to the final 20. That seems to be the two ends of the spectrum I encounter. It's either I'm in the last dance or I'm dead 10 seconds into the damn game.
Well, I think when you play it, like, you have... It can only really go those two ways, in my experience, because, like, 50 people die in the first 5 minutes, straight away. And it's purely on where you drop. And if you're dropping anywhere, like, on any of those major, like, city, like, town things on, like, the line that your bus is going, you're either going to come out with, like, a sniper, an RPG, and, like, purple everything, or you're dead straight away. And then if you do what I like to do, which is, like, go veer off to, like, the distance out yonder somewhere, and then just, like, scrounge around for scraps, you're in the top 20, but you're limping in with, like, fucking a grey, like, semi-auto and some grenades. And all the bandages. Or something. And all the bandages in the world for some weird reason. But, like, nothing actually decent. That said, yeah, I totally agree. It is an absolute roller coaster. I've had a really shit time with it as well this week, in that I've been lagging like crazy, which I can't seem to work out if it's me or the servers. Probably
You've been
me.
playing on PlayStation?
Yeah, I have.
I think it's the cross-platform delay now, because we were playing with one of the guys we know last night who was on PlayStation. We were on PC, and he was saying he had like a 250 millisecond bloody ping. So he was copping it real bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, Rachel and I were 20 seconds or 20 milliseconds or 19 milliseconds or something. So maybe it's just that cross-platform handshake that's giving him a bit of issue.
Yeah. It was really frustrating, but it's cool. They've introduced the sticky grenade this week, I think. And what was the other one? Oh, and they took the remote control RPG out as well.
Yeah, the remote rockets.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. I don't know. Did you play any of the 50-on-50 matches?
They're obviously the easier way to go when you're trying to cut your teeth in this game. We won every one of those 50-on-50s bar one. But when we're dropping down to squads or duos, that's when the short and curlies are getting ripped out against my will pretty quickly. But yeah, 50v50 is a good way to dip a toe into Fortnite, I find, because there's sort of obviously more distractions for enemies to attack and vice versa, so you can sort of poke around and explore more and try and find more loot. But the building mechanics still, I'm getting better at it, but I'm still definitely weakest on that side of the game. I can shoot okay, but in that end game, it just seems like you're shooting at somebody, and next thing that 17 stories in the air in some building, and you're just like, fuck, I'm on the ground still. I forgot to build up too. Shit. And then you're dead.
I want to like this game. I really do. But I don't know. I think I'm too programmed into the PUBG kind of mentality. I don't know. Like Nasi said, he'll teach me. He'll show me the way. A little bit of me died just saying that. But I don't know. I feel like I should be enjoying it, or there is an element of fun in there. But something's restricting me. Talent?
It's
It's
probably talent. It's probably no. It's hard. Like I find it hard to believe that you can't enjoy this game. I think this game's just sugar.
I'll tell you what though, it's been rotting my teeth sometimes. Then if we're gonna go with sugar,
yeah. Look, it's the but PUBG is just as bad for that. But I think it's easy. I think it's fun. It's easy. I can't take it seriously either. Like I can't. Like, as much as I want to win, and I haven't gotten a first place in this in solo either, but, like, as much as I want to win, I never really give a fuck if I come third or second or something.
That's fair.
Which has happened a couple of times now. Yeah. I don't know. It's just fun. It's just mindless fun.
Yeah. On the topic of mindless fun and looping in PUBG, Ali, what did you think of War Mode playing the other day?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I liked that if I died, I was back alive. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I only played.
It's pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it is. It was very chaotic. I see what angle they were going with. I don't know if that's a mode for me. Maybe it's because like it was my first. Like I think I only played 2 rounds, and I was still kind of just figuring out how to play it, but you guys definitely knew what the frick you were doing, so yeah, I don't know, maybe I need to give it a few more goes, but I wasn't feeling it.
Dream, what have you been playing outside of Fortnite?
Mate, I'll be like really quick. I've just been playing a bit more Hearthstone, which is going exactly as you would probably imagine, just lots of cards being thrown down on the digital table. The solo component of the expansion actually drops this week, or at time of listening today, which puts pressure on the edit. But yeah, it's coming out it's meant to be coming out here in the wonderful region of Oceania. Comes out on Friday the 27th. And
correct.
Yeah, I'm super keen for that. And I'm just kind of like still learning the cards and learning all the new decks that are absolutely dominating in the meta. Outside of that, not many games played, although I did have the very fortunate, I don't even know if you could call it like the fortune. I came across a wonderful Twitch stream, which I'm not a Twitch person. Like, I don't watch Twitch streams, as I'm sure you guys are well aware. But I was really craving playing Warcraft 3 after last week's podcast with Nato and Ali. And I thought, like, at the very least, just go and check out a Warcraft 3 stream on Twitch. And that's when I discovered NetEase, which features on Thursday nights. It is a Twitch stream. It's this weird Twitch stream where they play Warcraft 3 kind of at the base of like a stripper pole, and they've got strippers just kind of dancing around. Like, not really strippers, but just dancers. Not stripping.
On Twitch they show this.
Yeah, they're not stripping. They're just dancing. But they're not even dancing, really. They're just kind of like...
Are they just sort of holding the pole like
dancing,
doing a bit of a shuffle?
Well, there's no pole. It was just kind of the only way I could explain it. They're like scantily clad women on the platform which the computer PC is set up on. So they're standing like above and over the players.
Is it like those? Remember those little desktop dances that you could have, and they're like scantily clad, and they would dance to your music? Is it kind of like that, but real life?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it is real life, and it does sound like that. Yeah.
Oh no, Brendan, you know what I'm talking about, yeah?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, thank God. All right. Yeah. I thought I was showing my
How
age.
do I not? I'm kind of disappointed that I don't. Anyway,
up,
yeah, found that. That was fun. And Warcraft 3 is cool because of it. So, if it's a coin toss for me between that and Age of Mythology to do the Age of Mythology showdown that we talked about after last week's episode between yourself, NATO, and I. I don't think NATO's that good at Age of Empires. He couldn't be. Like
I said, like him saying that he is some champion over beating me is no feat whatsoever. It's nothing to gloat.
Yeah, didn't he reckon he was like on the pro circuit or some bullshit?
What?
Didn't he say he was like part of a pro circuit way back when?
Oh, well, this is a guy that says he was a stripper, who said he had a fight club, like, you know.
I believe those things. I believe...
those are the believable
I believe
ones.
all of it. With NATO, I'll believe all of it. I just think he was like a pro in the Subiaco Open or something. Like, it was maybe not the biggest AOE tournament that there was this side of the equator.
I don't know. They're pretty far removed in WA. You know, they don't have much to do over there, so maybe they're just...
It's like currently the
hub of AOE.
I feel bad. We're just shitting on 1/3 of this great nation. To all of our WA listeners, I stand with you. Hashtag stand for WA.
Yeah, get that trending.
Yeah. It's going to be hot.
Yeah. The Hung Gamers stand with WA. Or stand for WA. Which one did you say?
With NATO and Narcy in WA. Narcy's in WA as well, right?
No.
Narcy lives like 2 hours from me, man. He's in Queensland.
Oh, my bad, Narcy. Sorry, mate.
So, hang on.
You're just standing with NATO.
Hashtag
NATO and the miners.
Hung Gamers stand firm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Print that on a shirt.
Oh, God.
On that note, should we move our way into some news headlines?
Mm-hmm.
This week's news headlines.
So the first big ticket item on this week's news headlines, Campo Santo, the fantastic developer behind Firewatch, has been acquired by Valve. What in the heck do you think of that? I know, Dream, you've got a especially large soft spot for Campo Santo on the back of Firewatch. What do you think of this?
I do.
Good thing, bad thing?
Do I? I do. I did like it. I don't know. Good thing or bad thing? Who knows? They're a small company.
12-person team.
Is it them or is it more? I know 12 moved over. Yeah, good or bad? I don't know. Fuck. They were working on a few things, including like Firewatch the movie, weren't they? Isn't that still a thing?
Really?
That's still a thing, and they were working on Valley of the Gods, which was a first-person adventure set in 1920s Egypt.
Right.
But Valve have confirmed that game will continue.
Yeah.
As far as the development cycle goes. I guess it can't be a bad thing if they still get given the same amount of creativity and freedom to their thoughts going to the market. But, you know, Valve is a pretty big company. No doubt they want to put their DNA into Campo Santo a little bit, so we'll see what happens.
Like a VR thing? Like, maybe... Because their game design seems very, like, transferable to a VR. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way of putting it. I agree with that, yeah.
Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. Like, obviously, Campo, I think majority of their staffing was from Telltale, if I remember right, way back when, which is more so a narrative-based gaming outlet where they've got their formula down to a fine science and they just reskin it with every new offshoot they bring out. I don't know. I don't know what this means for Campo Santo. I don't know if they're going to get their workforce doubled, tripled, quadrupled, whatever, and they're going to invest in new tech, or what? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's either the Valley of the Kings thing they're working on needs more money, or that they are being poached to work on a new project which hasn't been announced yet. I feel like it's probably going to be one of those two reasons.
Maybe they're partnering up to finally take down PewDiePie and get him some more strikes on YouTube and take him down for good. Maybe that's what's going to happen.
They did do that, didn't
maybe.
they?
Yeah.
They did do that.
Yeah.
I forgot
And then
about
remember the PewDiePie army, the bro army, whatever they are. Remember then they came back and tanked the reviews for Firewatch, and that's what brought in the new review structure for Steam. So maybe this is the main event of PewDiePie versus Campo Santo.
God, that
Watch
name.
this space.
Fucking Campo Santo. What does it sound like? Is it food? Is it a location? Is it a really bad gang? Every time you say Campo Santo, it just doesn't sound like a company.
Just sounds like it sounds like some yobbos. It's like, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, going down to Campo Santo.
Taking the kids
like-
down to Campo Santo.
Yeah. Going camping in Santa Monica or something. That's like the slang way of doing it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, very boganized way of saying a camping in that Santa Monica. I like that. Way to crush things.
Yes. Yeah, so we probably didn't do that any form of justice. I know it's probably monumental, and Campo Santo are extremely happy to be part of the Valve machine. But another big news story doing the rounds this week is Microsoft have announced support for Discord. Obviously, it is the free voice and text chat as well as video chat service, which has taken over TeamSpeak and a few of those other offshoots that are out there. It's probably become the voice or the chat service of choice these days. And now it's going to be supported via Xbox Live, which I love. I do believe we've ranted about them trying to take this on board last year sometime. I feel like we prophesized this in an earlier episode.
I mean, I'm happy for us to take that credit. Yeah.
Yeah, so
all the
so
accolades
it's good.
that come along with it.
So this would obviously allow PC, mobile devices, as well as Xbox consoles to all exist in a voice-based chat environment, which is great because anytime we are playing, let's say Sea of Thieves, maybe someone's on the Xbox and playing on the laptop, the Xbox Live app for Windows 10 is fucking atrocious.
It really is.
So doing it via Discord is a big thumbs up from my opinion.
No, we definitely ran into some issues with Sea of Thieves trying to get any audio done with that with Xbox Live, and I've just never really enjoyed Xbox Live. It had its good day, but that was probably a long time ago. I just worry now if I have to link up my Discord on Xbox. I don't want people to see I'm online on Xbox. I can't hide over there anymore. Well, I can. I'll just stay offline.
I'm curious how that's going to work. You might have to just hide offline on Discord as well as Xbox. Because, I do the same sometimes. It's good to lurk in those shadows. Especially if maybe I'm home from work early or late and playing something on my Xbox. I don't want anyone to see what's going on.
I gotta say, that's the one thing I hate about Discord the most, is I don't know how many times where I'll be just playing a game and then I'll get a message of like, what the fuck are you playing? And I'm like, oh, what the hell? Get out of my game.
Titty Twister Simulator 2018.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise no one.
Ripper of a game, though.
What would surprise people the most is Ali playing something mundane as fuck, like, I don't know, what's like a really just generic game? Like playing Rocket League. Like Ali playing Rocket League would probably be the most shocking thing in the world.
It sounds like, hey,
Not that
Ali,
it's a bad
someone's
game.
hacked your account.
Like, if I see you playing Tekken 7, I'll put my whole controller down for a moment. I'll just, what the fuck is going on here?
Bizarro.
Japanese anime stripper games, totally kosher, totally normal.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's like, it's the Raptures here, honey.
Yeah. Ali Hart.
Days!
Miss Ali Hart is watching Netflix. Would fucking blow my mind.
I did watch it at Netflix for the first time in ages the other day.
What are you watching?
Stop the presses.
Nailed it.
Oh, that's that shitty cooking show. It's so good!
They're so shit.
What?
It's kind of a shit show, but it's a new cooking show, and is it 3 or 4 home amateur chefs they bring in, and they are rubbish. Like, can't cook bloody 2-minute noodles to save their lives, and they bring out is it all cakes? It's all desserts, right?
It's desserts,
main meals
baking
as well?
Baking goods.
Yeah. So a professional chef will come out and say, okay, you guys have to make this, and it'll be some nice fancy cake with like the fondant, and it's a theme, so it'll be like a shark attack theme and all this other stuff, and then they have to try and recreate it, and it is so hilarious, and they're just so bad, but then the judges just rip into them and fucking take the piss out of them as well.
Yeah, the judges are no chill.
This is a tangent, because I feel like there haven't been enough tangents tonight. On the note of cooking, I didn't realize it was possible to have a bad bowl of spaghetti until yesterday. I had the worst bowl of spaghetti in my fucking life, and I watched the person cook it, like knock it together, and I was just in awe of everything that was happening. They couldn't dice the onion. They were only using onion and minced garlic, no tomatoes, no nothing. They had like the pre-made sauce, which is fine, totally fine. Yeah. Pre-made sauce is cool. But they had one one little glass jar of it for 500 grams of pasta, which
that's not going to work.
No, that's not going to work. And I watched this person like put all the pasta into the pot, and I wasn't in a position where I could judge and like comment. I was just like, oh, so you're using all the pasta, are you? Oh, okay, interesting, fascinating.
Can I ask?
Just knowing exactly like how bad this will be in Endgame. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Can I ask? Did they put some oil and salt in the boiling water before they put the pasta in?
Brendan
did they
knows.
not do that either?
Al dente, they did indeed, and I feel like that gave them false confidence, because that kind of that move of like mixing oil in, it's not a rookie move. You kind of have to know a little bit about pasta to know that you should be doing that. Otherwise, it sticks together, obviously, and the salt as well as to add flavor, I believe. But like that false confidence, I guess, just led them to make all these other bad choices, and. Yeah, it was awful, and I had to chew my way through. What's worse as well, like just to on serving, the serving size was disgusting. Like I had like 2.5 times what a normal bowl of spaghetti should be of this fucking awful spaghetti. And
you know what fixes awful spaghetti? Fucking fill it with tasty cheese and just mix it all up.
Yeah. There's a point where that becomes offensive, and I was very much on the border, I think.
Not the face of disgust as you watch them bake, you watch them cook, not the ugh.
And they're just judging you from across the table as you force every spoonful down.
So anyway, I thought I'd just bring that up. That's been a hard one that I've been dealing with for the last 24 hours.
Someone served me tomato sauce on spaghetti, so...
I've heard of someone doing this. Who
Tomo does that.
Oh, Tomo, you grub. Ali, who served you tomato sauce?
I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking it's probably a past partner of some variety with an incapability to cook, but really doing well by me by making me something. So
obviously not a noteworthy gentleman.
Who deserves noteworthiness when they serve you spaghetti and tomato sauce?
Yeah, glad you got rid of that bloke. In the news, where are we in the news?
Yes, we are
Segue.
to quite. Actually, no, we'll move this one to the end, and we'll just do what I'm aptly calling this little bit the Battle Royale Roundup, because that just seems to be in the news every which way, every week. It seems like
it is.
The first one, Ninja, obviously streamer extraordinaire, has gone on to break his own. Twitch live concurrent viewers. It was just over 600,000 a little while ago when he had the crossover stream with Drake and a few other celebrities. Mm-hmm. And they did a event just this past weekend which cracked in at over 660,000 concurrent viewers at one point in time.
What was the event? What was the draw?
it was a Fortnite tournament that he hosted in conjunction with a couple of other companies. Sorry, cannot remember who they were. But it was like a tournament, and he played, and there was a group of other like random people from all walks of life that they could pay. I think it was a $70 entry to compete against Ninja. And if you won the game, I think they did 4 games. If you won a game, you got $2,500. If you killed Ninja in said game, you got $2,500 as well. And every amount of money that was paid for the entry fees all went to charity.
Okay.
And so this was sort of like, I guess, almost like a Ninja Access event. Like he was doing some Q&A and some discussions with fans, and like his partner, or his wife, I think she's. Well, I don't want to sell it short and say his partner. She's obviously managing him, and she was emceeing the whole thing. So they were on stage interacting and asking questions, talking with fans, and getting live reads from the audience. And some of the fans, like, they worshipped this guy and adore him and admire him and look up to him, and for the most part, rightfully so. But it's great to see he's got such a positive influence on a lot of people. We do constantly talk of these larger than life gaming celebrities, and then they come out and do something bad or racially offensive or sexually suggestive or whatever else, all the bad things that do the run in this gaming space. But to date, touch wood, he's been nothing but a stand-up guy for this community, and it's great that there is sort of this feel-good story out there after a lot of shade doing the rounds on various other gaming personalities. So yeah, crushing it in the space.
Didn't he sing the N-word?
Didn't he have a sex tape?
Oh, I don't think there's anything negative about sex tape. Unless he
didn't
last very long.
I don't know, man. He's playing a very wholesome game. Fortnite. Not a wholesome... There's no sex tape. I don't know.
Yeah,
we should start
too late, Sam.
though.
People are searching. People are searching already.
Yeah. They've just opened up Bing, and they're checking it out right now.
I definitely stopped someone in their tracks going about their day with that comment.
What?
They just stopped walking. Stop walking like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But, Ninja
yeah,
in
so he's
one
just...
long fortnight.
But yeah, 660,000 concurrent viewers on Twitch. On the back of that, with Fortnite, Epic Games have announced $126 million in revenue this past February. While the iOS version of the app made $25 million in the first month alone, with an average spend of $1 million per day on in-app purchases. It is fucking insane.
Like, I shake my head, but we now know that all 3 of us are victims to in-game purchases. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up, Sam.
we've always bought. Come on, like, it's not like I just bought my first thing the other day. Like, I've definitely bought stuff in the past, and not just in like Hearthstone either. I like the way Fortnite run it. The leveling and the progression system in Fortnite's straightforward as anything. It's like you either get like the freemium, like free to play progression, which is like every 5 levels or so you get something, or you get like your little $15 premium level of progression, which gives you something at every single level. And the good thing about that as well is that if you get that later, they give you everything you would have unlocked on the way up. And it's cheap. It's like $15. It's good. And then there's all the other things, but the pricing's a bit ridiculous. Like, I was looking at the store the other day, and there was like a suit for something like 1,500 V coins, or whatever the hell the currency's called. And it worked out to be something like...
It is V coins.
It is V coins, yeah.
Oh, so what's V-Bucks?
Oh, it could be V-Bucks.
Oh, it is V-Bucks.
Yeah, sorry.
Bucks, coins. We're splitting fictional currency here.
Yeah, it worked out to be like, I think it worked out to be $18 or something for this suit. And I just thought, for the skin, I just thought that's a bit steep for a cosmetic. But obviously people are happy to pay that. Yeah. That weirds me out more than... I don't have like a moral opposition to that. It weirds me out thinking about the kind of people who would just see that and be like, yeah, that's totally worth money.
There is some shitty clothing that I want to buy from fucking PUBG.
Yeah, and that's one thing I think Fortnite does exponentially better than PUBG is the fact that there is that progression system where obviously it doesn't improve your abilities in any way, but the more you play, the more skins you get. Your glider gets customization, your backpack, your emotes, all that kind of stuff. And truth be told, I saw someone rocking around the other day in a green dinosaur onesie outfit, and I'm like, fuck, I want this bad. And obviously you can't just buy these from the store any old time. They're all on a timer. So I've missed out until it might come back. So I'm, chomping at the bit now to get this goddamn dinosaur skin.
Checking in every day, are you? Just on the online, on the app? Yeah, it's like I don't disagree with it. Like, I think it's such a great game. It's free. You get almost the entire experience for free. And then this just goes to show people who are willing to put money into it, just for the cosmetics, and the cosmetics are, justifiable, for in-game purchases. So says almost all of the world except for Belgium, which we'll come back to. I feel like you wanted to come back to that, didn't you?
Nice. Yes, that is good. That is good. H1Z1, remember that game? Which was one of, I guess, the main water cooler discussion titles that were bringing in Battle Royale. Brought it in on the PC way back when. Then the Sony bought exclusivity for it for PlayStation 4. It is finally coming to the PlayStation 4 on May 22nd. Who in the fuck cares?
Oh, good. I'm glad you read that last bit of the this little blurb that you wrote. Saw the who cares.
Yeah, I saw this. This is going to limp out. It's going to die a very, 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 very quick death, I think. No one cares. Fortnite and PUBG are the two big dogs. I could be wrong. I was wrong about Fortnite. I thought it was going to, fade off into the ether really quick, and here it is, the biggest game in the goddamn world. But I don't know.
So H1Z1, King of the Kill, or whatever it is, that's what's going to PS4?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never played it.
I played it.
It's obviously sort of the closest. It's a PUBG. They're twin sisters, if you want to look at it in that regard. Like, they play pretty goddamn identical. It's that same sort of more gritty, reality-based battle royale mode as opposed to a Fortnite, which is more fun and family-friendly. But yeah, I think this game's going to die super damn quick.
Depends if it's
super damn quick.
If the price is right. I reckon
I'm just checking that now.
Yeah, you'll probably see like a small group that I guess it will cater to the group that Fortnite's for kids, and PUBG's only on Xbox. So it might cater to that group. Maybe.
Okay, so it's free to play on the PS4, or you can pay $60 for the Nemesis pre-order bundle, which gets you literally some skins.
Wow, that went from 0 to 100. What the hell? Yeah, for free, or you can drop $60
to get one skin, and a couple of skins and some weapon skins as well. That's ridiculous.
That's not good. Oh, well.
I don't think there's many people going to be buying the old Nemesis bundle.
No, I never played it. I don't. It seems. How old is it now? It's 2 years old, right?
King of the Kill.
It's got to be at least 2 years.
I'm giving you the exact vetting right now. Yeah.
It's been around for.
Yeah. God. Early 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. Does it think it can compete? I saw 500 people watching it on Twitch. At the time I read this, I thought I'd just double check. And
that's not many people.
No, those are Tekken 7 numbers, which is horrible. You don't want to be having the same numbers as a fighting game. No one watches fighting games. Yeah,
I would if you were playing them though, Dream.
Oh, thanks, bud.
PAX Day 2 champion.
PAX Day 1 champion.
Oh, sorry.
Day 1.
You can get Day 2 this year coming.
So we can all guess who actually wasn't there cheering him on PAX Day 1.
I saw parts of it. No, because remember we were watching from the side, and I think you and I were standing beside each other. We thought he lost. We
were watching the wrong character, and we're like, he's feeling pretty good about losing. He's like, no, it's the other side. We're like, wow.
I absolutely smashed that guy as well.
Yeah, and that's what we thought. But how is this happening in front of us?
Just to relive the former glory.
It was a good watch.
You are Fortnite.
No, sorry, Ali, you were saying it was a good watch?
It was a good watch, and you had a good cheer squad behind you as well.
I did have a great cheer squad that day. It was weird. I had people, like, I don't think I'd really met NATO properly, and I had NATO there cheering me on, which was very confronting. Because he's such a ball of energy.
You're like his hero.
My hero.
He loved it.
He's my hero.
You're both each other's heroes, okay. Fucking hell, calm down.
Hero jealousy or something now. We'll unpack that on another episode. The last bit of the Battle Royale roundup, Miramar, which is obviously the second map that is in PUBG, available on PC, is also now available on the Xbox One version of the game. In my opinion, the map is too goddamn big.
Yeah, enjoy that, Xbox players. Have fun.
I'm wondering how it's gonna render. Like the amount of additional textures and environment that it's gonna try and push through the Xbox in that state is gonna be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, good luck to them.
And good luck to the citizens of Belgium,
Full circle.
who have officially declared loot boxes gambling and therefore illegal. So this came out just yesterday, and 25th of April, and we've grabbed this article from Eurogamer. The Netherlands have declared that they are gambling illegal. Belgium has also chimed in and agreed. Okay, so a statement from Minister of Justice Cohen Geens, apology if I butchered that name, said FIFA 18, Overwatch and CSGO were therefore illegal and demanded their loot boxes removed. If they are not, the publishers risk a prison sentence of up to 5 years and a fine of 800,000 euros.
Holy crap.
When minors are involved, those punishments can be doubled. So if they aren't removed from the localized versions of FIFA, Overwatch, and CSGO, publishers can get 10 years in jail and 1.6 million euro fines. Belgium aren't fucking around.
No, they really aren't.
Holy shit.
It's sort of... it's hard to disagree with them, I feel like. Because I agree. I think it's a form of gambling. I do. I think there's it's not a binary good-bad thing. It's like there's a bit of a spectrum here, and you kind of have to take it all into consideration. These companies need to make money. And also, like, you need to judge the loot box on its own merits. Like, I know you guys all love Overwatch, and you think Overwatch do a good job of it. And we were just talking about how, even though it's not like loot boxes, like in-game purchases in Fortnite are done really well. I think it's hilarious that they're threatening these guys with 10 years prison.
That's the crazy thing. Imagine being up there with like a fucking murderer and stuff like that. I mean, like, what'd you do? Oh, murdered 50 people. What did you do? Put the loot box in a game?
But I suppose, like, if you ask me what games I would consider to have like the worst loot boxes, I would definitely say CSGO. And I would absolutely talk about FIFA. Because they're crap. Like, the card packs you get in FIFA are just so shit. To get, like, star players for your own team, it's so hard to actually... Like, it's just like any other collectible card game in that regard.
Like a wrestling card game here. Or anything like that.
I was about to say, I hope WWE Supercard gets evaluated by the Belgians. They mean business. And help me out here, Belgium.
There's a cash market for CSGO. For the weapons and the skins you get in that game. Like, and that's all driven on the fact that the in-game loot boxes are just random. It is gambling. Like, would you disagree with just on that basic notion that you're not gambling?
No, I'd agree. Some games do it a lot better or a lot worse than others, but yeah, there's at the base of all this, it is gambling, whether it be a skin that adds no difference to your gaming experience apart from the aesthetics, or, as you said, like getting a star player in FIFA or like a Madden Ultimate Team or something. Like, it is all gambling. It just depends, I guess, on what end of the scale we're looking at it as.
Yeah.
Well, who was the country that made it a rule that you have to show your percentage of winning?
China.
Who was that?
China did that. Yeah, so China, you have to publish the likelihood of getting tiers of loot.
Okay. I wonder if that's a deterrent.
I think that should be added to this type of stuff. Truth be told, if I saw raw figures like that in certain games, I'd probably be more hesitant to buy a loot crate or a chest or throw some money into a game when I can see, okay, percentage of winning this, it's 0.75.
But there are loose stats out there. Like, you can put it together. I know in Hearthstone you average 2 legendaries in 40 packs, right? So that's like a loose stat already. Like under 5% chance of getting. No, what is that? 10. It's like well under 10%, closer to 7 of getting a legendary in a pack. So I know that. Sometimes it'll be out, but that's how, random things work. I'm sure you could figure it out. I don't think it's a deterrent.
All those stats are done by, like, obviously players of the game or third-party websites. Like, yeah, if it's almost slapped on a game, like...
Just Reddit pages.
Like on a bloody cigarette warning label, Yeah.
Something
like that, where you're buying a loot crate and it comes down with a little tab on the side and it shows, okay, percentage of getting a legendary skin X to scale through that way. Like, imagine if they try and enforce it and standardize it that way.
Yeah. It's a good point.
But it's interesting. The European nations, they do not muck about.
They don't fuck around, no.
Australia, we still are pretty non-committal on this, as we usually are with most decisions. We'll just sort of follow one of the big brothers and see what happens. But nothing from the US, nothing from the UK as well.
Australia will not go against gambling because much of our economy is built on gambling. So there's no way that they're going to try and pick a fight with the gaming industry, because then everyone can just turn back and say, all right, what about the pokies?
I disagree with that, actually. I think they're actually more inclined to consider it gambling for that very reason, because they do.
Because they'll put a tax on it.
They tax the shit out of gambling. I think it's something like 50 cents of every dollar that goes through a pokey in New South Wales goes to the government. And so that's only going to incentivize.
But they'll make a connection of the kid, they'll do some kind of connection, and then now you're taking advantage of our kids and blah blah blah. Blah.
Well, no, that's not their problem. Like, once they classify it that way, it's up to the publishers to actually,
age gate it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But our industry doesn't really invest in gaming, so there's no money that they can sort of sue these companies for locally anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely to happen, but I feel like if they got a whiff of it, that'd be it. That's where they'd be going with it.
I'll tell you what, if there was a more chilly pokey in my tuck shop as a kid, I would have been there fucking slapping all that.
Just tapper.
Tapper.
Tapping and slapping till your heart's content. Yeah. Anyway, Belgium. Good on you. Take a stand. Back yourself, Belgium.
Land of the waffle and now land of the banned loot boxes, Pioneers in all aspects of life, the Belgians.
I'm just curious on what they would do with with those games now. Like, do they just completely ban the store, basically?
Maybe.
That's what
and I want to know if this, say they went ahead and tried to drop these criminal charges onto one of these developers. Would that 5-year prison sentence go to, say, the CEO, or would it go to one of the gaming, coders, or would it go to the marketing guys? Who would go to jail?
It would go to the senior executives, wouldn't it? It would go to the CEO.
CFO, stuff like that, CTO.
Well, just the CEO, I think. And I say this like I know. It would just be anyone who's in a position of power to decide.
Fine.
It's like that. It would be like the directors, if there are directors of these companies. I don't know. I'll shut up.
Or the board. Maybe just 5 years to everyone on the board.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. No, I can't imagine any board anywhere is happy to do jail time over a video game.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what comes out, especially what comes out of Belgium. The gaming hotspot as it is right now.
Maybe that's why Valve brought in Campo Santo, just to take the fall.
Aww. Scapegoat. Yeah. What if the prison sentence was to drop...
CSGO, it's your baby.
That's your problem now, mate. Good luck, Campo Santo. Oh god, I feel like I've tortured that poor name now. What happens if the prison sentence is a battle royale?
Oh, I would buy the bloody DLC pack for that one.
I tell you what, I'd gamble on that.
Yeah, give me that Nemesis pack for that, baby.
I feel like a Russian prison maybe, but in Belgium I feel like prison's just like nice. Prison's like American rich prison. You know, there's just something fun to do. Every day there's activities.
Like old Rene Rivkin, how he pretty much just had like a studio apartment as his prison that he died in anyway. Justice.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the news for this week. And sadly, I think we need to put a call out because this is the first episode we've done. We've actually caught up to our review database. We are out of fresh iTunes reviews. Yeah, so sadly, no iTunes review in episode 102. 8-Bit Nation, please find some time to write a review to us or write into us. Tell us what you want to talk about. What's getting up your goat at the moment? What are you playing? What are you doing? Tell us all the things via the email, hello@8bit.net, or on all the socials at weare8bit, because we want to hear from you. We want to get your thoughts. We want to get your opinions with those fingers on the pulses out there and the hot takes, because, you know, we love that hot shit. We want to open this up a little bit more, and no doubt we'll probably sort of shape this show more as we go. We're 102 episodes in. We're still trying to work it out. Who the fuck knows? But one thing I wanted to say before we start wrapping it up, from May 16th through to June 15th, Xbox Games with Gold, Metal Gear Solid 5 is available for free.
Oh.
So mark that date in your calendar because it is a phenomenal piece of gaming history that everyone needs to try. So, yeah, that's about it from me. Is there anything you guys want to say before we wrap this up for 102nd time?
Pretty certain there's a Detroit Become Human demo.
Yes, that completely skipped my mind. It is available free to play on the PlayStation Store right now. I don't know if it's timed. I don't know if it's limited, but it's available now.
We'll find out.
No, nothing on my part. Be kind to one another, because I don't know. I feel like that's a bit wanky, isn't it? To end the show with that. Be honest with one another. Be honest, and if it's nice, then
Make
it's nice.
better
And if it's
spaghetti.
not, fuck yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, let's not go there. Fuck that.
Nah.
Bad spaghetti
Is no good for anybody. But until next time, 8-Bit Nation, much love.
Stay hungry.
But not hungry for bad spaghetti.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.